Was how do you increase metabolism for a 55-year-old female? Um, and depending, of course, on your health, like if you don't have, some kind of illness that slows down metabolism, something like a hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's, typically the fastest way to do that is strength training. Cardio is wonderful for overall health of the heart. Obviously, your heart's a muscle, and you wanna work it, and that's why cardiovascular exercise is so important. But strength training, especially for us females as we get older, is so critical. You want to be putting pressure on your bones for bone density, and a cool fact is the more muscle mass you have on your body, the faster your metabolism. So an example would be if I have 20 pounds of muscle on my body and you only have 10, that's oversimplified, but let's just say for the sake of this, I'm going to burn more calories by doing nothing than you are. So it's all kind of about strength training and building that lean muscle. And we do that with strength training exercises, going to the gym, using dumbbells, and, staying consistent with it so that you actually work to build and repair muscle so that you develop muscle mass. Does anybody have any questions about that?
Question, but not about that.
Okay, ask me your question then. That's okay. Let's just let it flow.
All right, since I just started the program, I'm on day 2. And one of my
Okay.
questions, I have two. I think I wrote you one, and I text you one, and this one is about the flight of stairs and 11,000 steps a day. Now, I haven't done 1,000 steps in a long, long time. My goal
Okay.
is to do 5,000.
Perfect. I love that.
And I do like the idea of the flight of stairs, which I've done it. I had no problems do it. Can I count that as your measurement, or should I do it somewhere else? How do I
count?
Because if I check that off, it says I'm doing 11,000, but I'm really not doing 11,000, but I am doing the flights of stairs.
You're so honest. No, I think, what I can do? I can go into your calendar and I can just update the flights of, or the, not the flights of stairs, the steps for you. Yeah. Check in just so that I know that you've done steps, like that it's on your mind and that you're putting effort towards it.
What I can do is probably in the comments, maybe after I check off, maybe put the number of steps I've done or something.
I love that. Yes. Be interactive with me. Tell me what you're doing. And, every week, Maria, I want you to add a little bit more. It doesn't have to be a lot, but just, continue to add so that when you finally hit your 10,000 step goal, we can celebrate.
Oh, okay. That's some Mexican. And then the second question was about the grass-fed beef.
Yes.
Because today is either one of the suggestions was turkey, veggie, or chicken burgers.
Yep. What's your question about it?
My question is, I have 100% grass-fed beef at home right now, burgers. Can I use them instead?
For clean and lean, if it's not listed, I know that he does it specifically. If he doesn't list lean beef, even it's great that it's grass-fed, and I love grass-fed beef. I eat it almost every day. So that's amazing. I just feel like wait until it says it in the plan, because it's a little fattier. And so fattier means more calories. And the way he's designed the plan is that he's kind of making sure to maintain an equilibrium in calories so that you're not over consuming calories. So beef has a little bit more fat, tends to have more fat than a chicken or a turkey. And I think that that's why it's not listed. So save the beef for when it is listed, because I know that's part of the program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And honestly, if you don't have anything and it's between not having the meat and having something that's maybe not as good, have the meat, even if it's, you know what I mean? It's kind of this spectrum.
I figured that maybe I could adjust the rest of my eating plan during the day if I have the beef.
I love that idea. And I love that to do that.
I know, yeah. Yeah, I've been on so
Good.
many diets, you know, and know how
Ah,
to, you know, circumvent them and go this way or make them tastier, maybe, you know.
yeah. Yeah. Just pull back a little from here if you went a little over there. Yep.
Yeah.
1000%. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you.
right, good.
Anybody else have any questions?
My husband's birthday is tomorrow, and
Okay.
this is my second day on the plan. So I don't want to mess it up. How can I celebrate with him the clean and mean way?
First of all, let's get clear on what you guys plan to do. So definitely knowing ahead of time like what you think you're gonna do is huge because you can kind of work around it. So what do you guys have planned?
He loves steak, so we're probably going to a steakhouse.
Okay.
Okay.
Does he like dessert?
He does,
Okay.
but I probably won't be partaking of it.
Okay. Do you say that like hopefully, or do you say that it's honestly it's an honest question and I want you to be honest with yourself, and either
Okay.
way is okay. Are you
Okay,
hopeful
so
that you
here's
probably won't,
what
or
could
you know you won't?
possibly happen is that
Okay.
I would say, can I have a bite? But I
Okay.
don't know if that's gonna mess things up, or I just have to have enough willpower to say I'm just not gonna do it.
If you have a bite, will you want more?
No.
Okay, have a bite.
Okay. Yeah.
I would
Because
rather
I can have a bite, and in
yeah.
my brain it satisfies my I have to have it, I have
Yes.
to have it, I have to have it. And once I have the bite, I'm good.
Let me explain something. When you guys, any of us, I do the same thing. And this happened to me the other day. I kind of like flipped out and I started eating cookie butter out of a jar. Okay. Because I denied myself for 5 days
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
really had a craving.
Mhm.
If I had just had a scoop of it, my craving would have been gone and I wouldn't have gone crazy. So, I think it's important when you have a craving, like get very curious about the craving. And if you know yourself and you know that if you just have a little bit of what you're craving and you can say I'm having a little bit and I'm done, and you know that you have the willpower, have what you're craving. Now if you know that you're someone who will have a little bit and be like, oh, this is really good, and then go finish like the jar or the bag or whatever, then maybe we find like something to swap this craving with. Maybe we find like a healthier version, and in that case, you know, we can discuss that more specifically. But if you know you're going to a steakhouse, he's going to get dessert, and you know that that's going to satisfy your craving, have a bite, enjoy the hell out of that bite.
Okay.
What I would say for the whole day leading up, like prime yourself. So do your workout, whatever that is, whether that's steps, whether, you know, whatever.
Walking, I usually walk.
Yes, good. So walk, drink a lot of water. Don't go to the restaurant hungry. So eat something before so that you're not like ravenously hungry. And eat something light before. So I'll tell you this, protein will keep you fuller longer. Protein is this like magical thing that helps keep you fuller longer, and it's harder to digest. So your body actually works a little harder to digest it. So you burn some more calories. They're not significant, but it's still something. It'll keep you fuller. So I always like to eat, you know, like a little piece of chicken, you know, before I go out to eat.
Okay.
And then just what I would say is have your meals earlier in the day just be lighter than they normally would. So whatever the plan is that you're following, the clean and lean, maybe drop the portion size by like 25%.
Okay.
And just like so that you have room later. It's kind of like budgeting. You kind of have to
see.
think about it that way.
And what about a glass of wine?
Can you have just one?
Yeah, I can't.
Have it. Have
Okay.
it.
I'm good with if I just have it and I'm done.
Yeah.
But it's
yes.
I can't have it
No.
that makes me go, you know.
You guys, forget the I can't. Okay. You can have whatever you want. It's that you don't want these things because of how they make you feel.
Okay.
Change the way you're thinking and speaking about food. You know, I think it's like you tell a child, I'm sure you guys have kids.
Mhm.
You tell a child, you can't do this. What are they going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so if you kind of put the onus on the child and say, do you actually like really want to do that though? You know, you don't want that. Then they'll be like, you're right, I don't. You know, I don't have children, so I don't know if it's that simple, but but you know what I mean? So you can have anything. It's just in moderation, and if as long as you're just not doing it all the time. You know, are you asking me if I can have, you know, wine every day while I'm on this clean and lean plan? You could, but you're not going to get the results you want.
Yeah, because the sugar. Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope that helps.
It did.
Okay, good. Let me know if you have more questions. Just message me.
I spend 5 hours a day on the freeway commuting. So
Oh my God.
I get up to come to work at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't get here until 6:30, almost 7. And by the time I get here, I'm starving, and I've already been awake for almost 5 hours.
Okay.
So, you know, I get to the office, they have everything I never wanted to eat, which is a problem. So
Yeah.
in trying to do the intermittent fasting, I can't really eat while I'm commuting, or I've ruined that. So
Okay.
any ideas what to do with that?
Girl, bring snacks. bring
Some
your
of the
food.
Yeah, you can't eat on some of the things. So it's like, you know, do I eat at 3:30 in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, or do I try to wait till 9 and then I get here with all the cereals and the yogurts and with all the sugar in it? I mean, I bring my own stuff, but it's hard to walk in here and not want something that's here. I told you about that. It's like I have
yes.
everything here.
Yes, oh my God, I've been there. Yeah, because environment is everything. Do you have to pass by it when you
Yes.
get in the office? You do.
It's right next to my office. It's in my office. My team just got back from Germany and brought an entire table of candy that's sitting in the room where my desk is. It's like,
oh, people.
Wow.
I don't know.
So I say, okay, so definitely bringing your food. If you're starving by the time you get there, I would maybe cut your fast short and like have a snack with you in the car. And eat it
there are buses
in the car.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, it's buses and trains. So there's only one place you can actually eat,
cool.
and that's at like 4 o'clock in the morning. They don't allow you to eat on the bus and the train.
But you're not allowed to.
No, the big train at first thing in the morning from 4 to 5, I could eat there, but then I'm eating breakfast at 5 o'clock in the morning and I'll still be starving later. So it's just a weird dynamic with all this commuting.
So when you get into the office, eat what you brought.
Okay.
And this helps me a lot. Like play a game with yourself and say, you know, like on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I don't even go into the room where all the food is. Like it's like a game that you're playing. I don't step foot in there. You ideally, like, you know, it's there, but ideally you just don't want to go in and see it. Because that alone is tempting. But I think that the best thing that you can do is really just prepare and have the food and have snacks. Like have snacks that like feel like snacks to you, to where you don't need to be eating the candy.
Okay.
You know, like maybe your snacks are not vegetables. Maybe they're like, you know, some pretzels or something that's like that you feel like you're actually having a snack. And then last thing, I always like to have a conversation with myself before I'm about to indulge in something, or if I'm tempted. I always stop and ask myself, is like this 5 seconds or 10 seconds of like enjoyment going to be worth how I'm going to feel, just like mentally and physically after I eat this?
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
It helps me. I say it so that maybe it speaks to somebody, you or anybody listening. Because it's true. If you can kind of get over that, like drop in and like get very mindful about like what it is you're feeling, and it's literally like you're not even hungry for it. I bet you're probably just seeing it and it looks really good, and you know what I mean? So
yeah, their goal is to keep us happy, and nobody should want for anything, but it's all very high calorie. So yeah. I would maybe, whatnot.
do they have like some kind of wellness program thing at your
Yeah,
door?
they kind of revisit, and every time they try to switch to healthy stuff, people complain, so they switch back to the junk food. So, but Ashley, thank you for having this. I got to run to a meeting, but
Okay.
thank you so much.
Okay, you go. You're welcome.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, Connie, I see your hand.
Hi, Ashley.
Hey, how's it going?
So, good.
Oh, hold on.
So, like days instead of maybe running, would it be better to do like a strength training?
1000%. I am like all for strength training, you guys. Yeah, I think everybody should be doing it. Yes, if you now, do you have like a place in your house or a gym that you can be strength training? Because the cool thing with strength training, if you do it in like a circuit type of way, you get a cardiovascular response from it if you move fast. Not like I won't be saying, okay, shoulder press, go fast like this. It would be do your shoulder presses and then quickly go to the next exercise so that you have little rest in between.
Yeah.
I think that is great if you can't run outside.
Okay.
I'm guessing you don't have access. Do you do everything at home?
No, I mean, I do have a treadmill at home. It's only that our summers are so short. I try to spend as much time as I could outside. But I know with the humidity, it's been really hard. And so I've been, instead of running, I'll walk. But I'm thinking maybe I should just switch over to strength training instead.
Well, you switch over to strength training because I think it's great. But I don't want you to not walk. Like, so walking is wonderful. It's part of your energy expenditure. So if you can walk and you can walk a lot, like get like 10,000 steps, that is fantastic. You're not going to get that high heart rate from walking, but you're still burning calories walking, and it's still very important.
Right. Yeah,
I
used to get anywhere about 15 to 20,000 steps in a day, but then I do running just because I want to get back into half marathons. But
okay,
it's been really hard with the humidity, so I don't know what to do to replace it, but still feel like I'm getting a training in it.
Strength training, yes. And then what I would say, since you don't want to spend time inside walking, do your long walks like you have been outside. And then for your running, come inside and give yourself like a 5-minute time cap and do like quick little intervals. And I can actually put that on your calendar for you.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah. Do like,
and then like
a Tabata. That way you're getting these bursts of energy. I mean, it's great stuff. And you time cap yourself at 5 minutes. So you get it done like that and you feel like you got a great workout.
Okay, sounds great.
Yeah.
Can you also just give me some suggestions that for training? It's never been something I enjoy doing, but strength training. If you could just give me some suggestions for strength training.
Do you mean like actual exercises to do?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, girl, I'll put that on your calendar. You'll see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. Let me actually just make a quick note of that. Strength and Tabata. Yeah, and you know what, Connie, just let me know. Let me know how it's going. Let me know how you're feeling. And if we need to adjust anything, we do it.
All right. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you. Anything at all?
What about water aerobics, Ashley? This is Carla.
Great. They're great for your joints because you're not putting a lot of pressure and you're getting your heart rate up and you're moving against the resistance of the water, which is always also wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely try it out. If that's something that's offered in your gym, definitely try it out. Yeah.
I have a lot of friends who've been doing it, but I've never tried it. And they really like it. But I wondered how much are you really exerting, how much energy? This would really help is what I guess I could say. But since you said something about joints, because my knees sometimes.
It's wonderful for joints.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely do that. I was just in Lake Michigan yesterday and I jumped off of a boat and then I swam to the boat. It was like 10 feet and I was panting.
Oh my God. Okay.
So water aerobics is
Water.
good.
Okay, got it.
Uh, anybody else? What do we got here? 7 of us. How's everybody liking the plans? What's everybody's thoughts? I know that everybody loves clean and lean. I think that's my favorite. But how's everybody feeling about, you know, the app itself, the, you know, the plans themselves? How's your experience with the app? You can be totally honest here.
Well, I like it because I don't have to worry about what I'm going to eat. I look
Yeah.
at my plan and I have choices and I'm like, yes, I don't have to try to figure it out. So
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yep. And you can take it with you. It's in your phone. I mean, you take your phone everywhere.
Yeah, I agree with Carla. Also, I think it's easy to follow. It's adaptable, it's flexible.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
it works for me. You can eat. My thing is
Yes.
you can eat
Yes.
on this plan.
Yes, you can.
So,
Yeah.
Maria, if
That's
you're ever on
important.
a diet that says that you can't eat, you better
Yeah.
email me or something.
Yeah.
We'll
I can't
talk
wait
about that.
I can't wait to eat lasagna, pizza.
But only a little bit.
But only a little bit.
I was looking for today as I came back to the store. I was looking for the whole grain noodles to make a lasagna. Like I think it's next week or a couple of days from, and my mouth is already watering.
Yeah.
To make
Oh my God.
Yeah. I downloaded my shopping list, so I just need to go to the grocery store and get all my. But I do like that it's there.
Mm-hmm.
I can go shopping for my plan, you know, for my meals, and then I don't have to worry about does this fit in the plan or
Right, exactly.
Right.
You know, I have a question out of this conversation now. On this plan, can we switch, like, let's say here, the turkey burger thing, if we, and let's say tomorrow was the lasagna, can I have the lasagna today and the turkey burger tomorrow for dinner?
Between days, I think he suggests less of that. Now, if you need to, if it's a matter of like, if it following the plan or not, then do it. But I think more so what he allows is switching meals in the same day. That's totally okay.
Okay.
But between days, I think that's a little bit more frowned upon. But again, what matters is you adhering to the program. And if it's a matter of you not adhering because you have to switch days and you feel like you can't switch days, switch days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a 30-day plan, right? Am I mistaken?
It is a 30-day plan. We have it on the app as 60 days just because we think that so people make all this progress on 30 days and they want to keep going.
Yeah.
So we've made it 30 days because we see the most progress. 60 days because we've seen the most progress continue even after 30 days. Now, if you get to like day 35 and you're like, I want to do something else, or, you know, your progress is stalled or whatever, message me and we'll kind of talk about like, okay, why has your progress stalled? Just so everybody knows, your body gets into a state of equilibrium after. So like if you've got weight to lose, you'll likely lose it fast and then it'll slow down. And people kind of freak out when it slows down because they think that they're not making progress anymore, but that's not the case. You want to be maintaining like a slow weight loss after you've lost a lot of initial weight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And if you're strength training and you're very new to strength training, what I just got off a call with somebody this weekend, a friend of my mom, she lost like 30 pounds. And then she started strength training with her husband like 2 weeks ago. And she's like, I can't lose weight anymore. And I said, she goes, but my clothes are still fitting great. And I said, when you start strength training and your body's not used to that stimulus in your muscles, your tissue actually, like your muscle tissue actually swells a little bit and it starts taking in water. So it looks like you're not losing fat because your muscle tissue is holding on to water because it needs it. So you could still be losing fat, but if you start strength training, the scale can be a little liar sometimes.
Yeah, I don't see strength training right now. So this is just day 2 for me. Is that coming down the road?
It's what I suggest if you just started Clean and Lean is do at least 30 days of what's on Clean and Lean, follow that program, and then message me and talk about if you want to start adding strength training. The strength training is not part of so Dr. Ian is part of High Tide on this app. So we have I can give you access to anything really. Like I coach people through this app. There's my workouts are on this app. There are meditations. There's stretches that I filmed. There's yoga that I filmed. So all that is accessible. It's just not part of the Clean and Lean plan. So because you're a member, you have access to all of it.
Right.
The whole point of having a coach is that, I know what you need. You talk to me about how you're feeling. You talk to me about what you're wanting. And we kind of have this relationship where I am capable of suggesting things to you and so on and so forth. It's a lot less of like this library of things you could just choose from and more so of like a prescription of what I think is best for you. Intermediate or those whatever. It's anything you want.
Okay. All right, we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
As long as you give me my rest days in between.
Yeah. Take them as you need them, honestly, and check in with yourself. And if you feel like you're just going to take a rest day because you don't feel like doing something, no. Take a rest day if you truly feel like you need it. If you're feeling fatigues in the body, your muscles are sore, whatever, because they're important.
See, I don't jump rope. See, the first exercise, the last exercise, jumping rope, I didn't jump rope. So what I did side steps.
Right. You messaged me about that. We talked about that. Yeah. Definitely do that. Good.
Yeah. Maybe down the road when I lose couple of pounds and my knees feel a little better, like maybe I'll jump rope. I don't know yet. Yeah. I do have a jump rope. I do have one, but I felt like it's not time just yet.
And good for you for being for knowing that.
I'm trying to listen to my body. Let's say it took a long time.
Good. Yeah. Well, it's great that you're there, and I think that's most important is recognizing that you're there now. So.
Thank you.
Anybody else have questions? Oh, we went over on time. I am sorry.
Oh, yeah, I gotta go have my tuna fish now.
Oh, enjoy.
I'm hungry.
Anybody else have any questions or comments or concerns or anything at all before we sign off?
I just want to say that thank you for being so present, because even though it's only been 2 days, every time I've sent a question or had something, you've replied very timely. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, you are very welcome.
I agree. Thank you so much also. Yeah.
You guys are very welcome. Thank you for recognizing that. I try to be, responsive within typical business hours, sometimes at night if I'm kind of scrolling around on my phone. Weekends, I will say, you guys, that I try and do a little bit of technology shut off.
Yeah.
I like to answer
it's
questions.
Okay.
I'll check once a day on the weekend. So I'll check once on Saturday, once on Sunday, unless something's very pressing, then I'll probably be on it. But just so everybody knows that, I there's no ignoring happening. I will try my best to answer your questions as fast as possible. There's 500 of you, by the way.
Oh,
thank you.
Wow.
Yeah. So you got a big community of people. All right. Well, if nobody has any other questions, we can probably sign off, and I'll just repost this.
I'm good. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay, you guys.
All right. Have a good one.
Okay.
You too.
All right. Everybody have
Nice
a good
meeting
day.
all of you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.